Presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah. Are we live now, Giorgio?
We are live.
Man, I feel spry today.
You look spry.
That's a lie.
Nah, you look good from over here.
No.
You look good from over here. I'm pretty far away, though.
I lost that race to D'Anthony at driving those $400,000 cars. That really took it out of me.
It wasn't just me that you lost to.
Yeah, you really pushed the limits of that.
We've got video of my lady smoking your ass too. Although to be fair, just 2 weeks ago she drove on the track.
Yeah, so looking back at my loss, and then everybody has commented on this episode. We've received all of the messages. It was about 118 that day. That flame retardant suit was not sweet whatsoever. I had never been before.
I mean, it looked cool, but when it's...
I'd never been before, and then also I'd never been in a car where you shifted here, just
the paddle, yeah,
flicking the buttons. So that was new to me as well.
I thought you'd be really good at that, Ross.
Yeah,
I thought this motion, like all different angles, you're kind of a pro at.
I'm great at, but the other one, here's what fucked me.
Maybe if they had one where you shifted by clapping flautas.
Exactly, yeah. Then I'd be great. But the other paddle was on the other side, so if you wanted to downshift, it was like this. I find myself in a mental chess match between myself, going against myself, and
it's a lot to do to listen to the co-driver's instructions.
Correct, yeah.
Drive the car and, ambidextrously change gears.
But I could see how on your second turn you would do way much better because then you're used to everything and whatever. It's fine. I will say this. Chuck Liddell smoked everyone. His time was 55.01 seconds.
Which is the second fastest MMA fighter to ever go around that track.
Yeah, and he has only done it once, too. I think if we got him on there again in a faster car, too, if he was in the Huracan or something like that, he would probably do it sub 50.
Didn't have the car.
Professionals, well, I mean, he was in a Ferrari 458, so you can't really complain about that. But the problem with some of the bigger cars, like the Huracans and stuff like that, is that it's more difficult to drive. Like, you have to understand the track, you have to understand the power of that vehicle to be able to drive it effectively. Because just because it's faster doesn't mean you're going to be faster on the track. Now, he's obviously pretty good at this. I think with a couple more tries, he could probably break 50.
Oh, yes, easily.
Like professional drivers do that course like 46 and below, basically. So he's 10 seconds off of that on his first try. I think he's
knocking on the door. We didn't get to ride that Huracan, but we did get to ride in that Maserati SUV. And
Levante, it's fucking dope. I have actually thought about getting one of those because it's.
I asked him how much it was, by the way.
It's like.
He said it was like 85.
That model with all the package on it that they have is like $94,000, which, I mean, that's still cheaper than a goddamn Land Rover, right? Or Range Rover.
Oh, you're easily. You're at about a Yukon level, suburban level right there.
And it handles better than any SUV I've ever seen. And he was like, well, you should see the fucking Lamborghini version. It handles even better. I'm like, oh, yeah, how much is it? Oh, it's like $400,000. Like, yeah, of course.
He said a specific kind of person drove those Maseratis. Who did he say?
That's the only thing that's waving me off on buying one right now. He said that it was mostly Asian strippers for some reason, but that's Vegas.
What was mostly Asian strippers?
That drive the Maserati SUV, right?
All of my car knowledge comes from the Netflix series Drive to Survive for F1. So
okay, great.
Everyone knows it's Red Bulls.
Amazing documentary. Documentary.
Very good.
What did
very, very good.
What did Brittany drove the GTR2? I think the Porsche. Is that right? The white.
Yeah, I think she was in the white Porsche GTR2.
Yeah, that one was pretty fucking dope too. Although it drives differently. The longer cars are easier on that track, I think, because with the shorter car, you lose your back end and you have to drive it almost like a jet ski where you start the fishtail and you hit the gas harder to push through it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's counterintuitive. I think it would take longer to figure out how to drive one of those than it does the Pista, which is what you drove, or the 458, which is what we drove.
Yeah, it's totally different. The hilarious thing that I mentioned on the show yesterday was the car keys for that. Look like Hertz rental car keys. And I'm like, for a car this expensive, it better be like a tooth of a child soldier and like Somali, like dipped in gold along with the key.
I think it should be part of Conor McGregor's tibia.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was going to say,
you slide it down in there and then you use that as the shifter as well.
Someone rich's leg bone. Yeah. It's carved out.
The Elephant Man's bone.
Perfect segue today.
And in order to actually activate it, you have to start doing Irish war songs.
Yeah,
No, you have to say that Dustin's wife is in your DMs, and then the car turns on like Kit from Knight Rider.
Oof. Let's get into it.
Did you hear that story about Kit from Knight Rider being super racist?
The car itself?
The car itself?
Yeah.
Mr. Feeney? The actor?
No, not the actor. So people are saying that my audio is weird.
Maybe.
Shouldn't be.
While you check it, I'll talk to Craigers here. Craigers said the bomb suit bet still needs to go. No, look, I realize an IED suit is way more difficult than a flame retardant race car suit, a bomb suit. Yeah, I'm all good on that.
Yeah,
we
weren't trying to get
dude.
into a fucking pissing match about what suit's hotter, Craig.
I was not at all.
Keep it up, or we're not coming to your wedding.
I was not at all. And then quick recap before we get into the show as far as McGregor is shout out to Richard Danoff. Great friend and wingman this weekend for everyone.
Little lucky charm.
Delco Dan, you walked away with, I think, $2,500. Richard won $14,000.
Yeah, he
no,
came-
I'm sorry, $11,000.
He came with 15 and he left with 26.
Yeah.
Basically.
I came with $500.
Yeah, you did well.
And
You did really well.
I left. I went on a heater at the blackjack table with Giorgio and Richard, and I don't think I talked to them at all. I was just kind of like
You were
locked
in it, dude.
Not now,
locked in,
Chief.
yeah.
I'm in the fucking zone, right?
It was very Galifianakis hangover.
My new
You
haircut.
were
Just
in it.
seeing all the numbers.
What, yeah, are you slowly becoming
Little
autistic?
Rain Man, yeah.
Is that what you want us to call you? Is Little Rain?
Little Rain.
Is
LAL?
Yeah.
Where'd Giorgio go? What was Giorgio's final take?
Giorgio, I think you ended up losing 500, but it was on the
Giorgio's
morning
a
of.
madman.
Yeah, I lost 5.
You just went to the fucking roulette table like every chance he could.
Yeah, you were gone in 60 seconds, and every time I saw you, I was like, oh, where's Giorgio at? And then I just saw your blonde head.
Fucking Chuck Liddell too. We meet downstairs at the Paris near the door to link up and get in an Uber and go over to Dream Racing. By the way, in Vegas is the place we're talking about. That's where that's where all these race cars are. That actually sounds way better. Whatever you just did, Giorgio.
There you go.
Anyways, Chuck sits down at this fucking penny slot near the front door and makes like $300 in 12 minutes.
Happiest
What the
I've ever
fuck,
seen him.
dude?
Happiest I've ever seen a human being in
Yeah.
my entire life. 10 a.m.
He doesn't give a fuck. That's
Saturday morning
why
playing
he
penny
was-
slots.
That's why he was the best racer. That's why he was great at penny slots. He was probably just like, Chuck, are you afraid you're going to go too fast and like lose control?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Chuck, what are you going to win some money here?
Yeah.
I don't care. The lights. It's fun.
Yeah.
We also had Billy Kemper, pro surfer, out there, and his wife, who's Bruno Mars' sister.
Sister, yeah.
Right? So
Yep.
Billy drove well as well, and obviously he's an action sports guy, so of course he's going to be able to do it well. I think those things translate pretty well, right? If you
They
understand-
do. It's funny you say that because I talked to the guy who was in my car afterwards, and I go, hey, dude, do people just drive like a fucking psycho all day? And he goes, you would be shocked.
Yeah.
He goes, it's probably 50-50. He goes, somebody who gets in here, it's always dudes, crazy ego, and thinks they can drive these cars fucking 200 miles an hour.
That was not you.
No. Nope.
You're a big man.
No, too big for those cars.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no one's pulling you out the window if it's on fire.
No,
Like, they're
I'm
just
dead.
Like, oh, Ross is in there.
Paul Walker, dude. Like you're not getting me out of there and burn up. That's it. Like that's the end of my life.
Right.
Whereas the littler guys had an easier time with it, and every guy who was with us in our cars was a smaller man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, they don't
good for
make
them.
large race car drivers or jockeys, I guess.
The guy was surprised. He goes, "Oh my god, I don't think I've had to move the seat back this far." And I go, "Well, if it could go further, that'd be great." Oh boy. So.
I'm not talking about stature. I'm just talking about as a human being. You're a
Yeah,
big man.
yes, as a human.
You didn't need to drive that fast.
No,
You know.
no.
You're going for a cruise.
I did what I needed to do.
Neither did Paul.
Yeah, R.I.P. Obviously.
Although, honestly, is it better to, die in a fiery car wreck or live long enough to see Twitter figure out that you bang 16-year-olds?
Is that like Harvey Dent's speech
Yeah.
about Batman living
Yes.
long enough to become a villain or whatever the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know.
it's
Giorgio, you can get out of that wide anytime you want.
He's trying to figure some stuff out.
Yeah, we got a little tech issues.
Audio's so fucked up.
Okay.
Sounds like a janky auto tune is what I'm reading here.
Ooh,
Sounds hot.
a janky auto tune. I like it.
Yeah, that's not good.
I like it a lot. Jason Derulo, let me know how that sounds because that's pretty much how I would sound on auto tune. As everybody checks their thing, we'll keep the show going because I'm assuming we got a clean audio track. Giorgio, yeah, good to go back there.
Probably, yeah.
Probably just some dumb YouTube shit.
Yeah.
Cleanish or just YouTube shit?
I don't know if it is or not.
All right. Well,
I think it's unsafe to assume anything.
yeah. We'll just keep going. First of all, the McGregor fights. We were in town. Made a lot of wagers.
Womb
on
Raider
that
says
fight.
it sounds like a quarter-inch cable half plugged in, so maybe one of our step-ups or step-downs is fucked up. I don't know why.
Who said that? How does Womb Raider know that
I have
much?
no idea. He rates wombs. So
Oh, it's Womb Rater?
R-A-T-E-R, not Raider. Not,
Oh.
Not rating. He's rating them.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe he
I would love if
The
he could,
Raider.
if he
he
could
yells
come,
into the womb and then
Yeah.
listens like sonar.
if he I would love him to come in and kind of tell me what my wife is working with.
So you're. Let me just break down what's happening here. You're asking a stranger on the internet to yell into your wife's vagina as she's pregnant with your unborn child.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. They're good to go, they said. Most of them said they're good. Somebody's listening on Android audio and whatnot. So if you're on an Android and you're able to hear it, fine.
Stop
then.
being poor.
Yeah, I think you're fine then. I think you're fine. But that's the poorest, and then that's fine. Speaking of which, we had a very, very rich man fights on Saturday nights. Conor McGregor. That went exactly how we thought it would.
Yeah.
The only thing I was
Well, not
shocked.
really, no.
The only thing I was shocked is how. Well, me,
Did you predict
I said two or
disgustingly
three.
broken leg?
Well, look, if you look at our track record, because somebody said that to me, I got a bunch of DMs after that fight, and they go, "What the fuck is with you guys? Every time you do a live watch, someone breaks their leg open," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's the fourth one we've either been at or done a live watch for in real life where their legs have just broken in half." Which will lead me to this question: is there any chance they get rid of that leg kicks?
No.
What?
No, and that's look. It
That has been pitched, man, and that was immediately came up right after the fight again.
That's stupid. That'll never happen.
Okay.
No.
It's part
Of course
of the
not.
game.
That's what differentiates. Oh. It's fucking with the audio over there. That's what differentiates MMA from boxing is the leg kick. Basically, I mean, look, grappling is a part of it, but for two stand-up fighters, all things being equal, they're either gonna kick each other's legs or they're never gonna fucking you'll keep planting hard on that front foot.
Okay.
Right, that's the difference. A boxer, you'll always see plant hard on their front foot. Not
You don't
always.
you don't find it odd the amounts of broken legs we've had?
I don't think it's
in the
that many.
last-
I just think it's happening to superstars, so it seems like a lot. It's happened to Weidman, not that he's a superstar anymore, but he's still a well-known fighter, right? And it happened to
Weidman?
Anderson Silva, who was
Silva?
a champ, and it happened to McGregor, who's a champ.
McGregor, who was the other guy on that undercard who fucking just kept falling
Jimmy Crute.
oh god damn it, man! 90 times he stepped on that fucking broken foot. I was like, stop doing this.
Yeah, but
Brute.
Man,
I wish
He was going to keep going.
yes.
As soon as he broke his leg, he was actually winning the fight because he had that takedown.
Yeah, and he tried to keep going.
Should have kept going.
No, but I mean, you see a lot of other fighters who get kicked on that low calf kick and fail too. It's a dangerous move. You can check it really easy and hurt yourself. I mean, Michael Chandler lost a fight like that. His nerve goes dead. Like when you get kicked on the lower, and you can't even stand on it as well. So I don't think anyone's ever outlawing that by any means.
no, of course not. And it's I think that it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Connor,
Yeah. Just kidding. He's a cunt.
The worst.
Like, how do you fucking from your ass after getting handled? Let's be real. He was getting his ass kicked that entire fight.
Two judges had it as a 10-8 round
Yeah.
because Dustin just smashed him.
He fucking lit his ass up. Conor did not belong in that ring, and it was going to happen exactly like we most of us said it was going to, which is that Conor was going to get knocked out in the fucking second round. Right? That was going to happen.
and it was very close. It went to the bell in the first.
The
and
only
then
thing that bothered
couldn't get up in the second.
The only thing that really distracted Dustin or caught Dustin off guard was Connor tried to do the guillotine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he didn't have the angle. You could
No.
tell from when he said it. I wish Giorgio had been sitting next to me because I was trying to explain it to people. Like, oh, he's gonna fucking do it.
All
He
those
didn't have
Conor
the
fans,
angle.
yeah.
He didn't have the angle on it at all.
Like, he's good.
And Poirier was close to the cage. All he had to do was walk up on the cage, which is exactly what he did. Connor's not stupid, so he let go and fucking doesn't waste his energy. Right.
Right.
I mean, that was never going to be a fucking finish there. But the thing that scared me were the up kicks.
The high kicks, yeah.
Like that,
Off
he
the ground.
came fucking really close on
I
like
think
the
he
third
did.
one.
He
I
did
think.
connect with Dustin to the point where Dustin kind of like got woozy for a sec, so he fell on top of him
Yeah.
again and then just started to smash with the elbows.
Yeah, I mean, and it worked, obviously, but I mean, sitting on your ass, your foot is basically off, right? Your foot is off of your body.
Yep.
And you're talking shit to the guy about his wife being in your DMs. You haven't won a meaningful fight since September of 2016. And a lot of those fights, you've gotten the shit kicked out of you, right? Like Khabib, he got fucking handled. Poirier twice in a row got fucking handled. The only fight he really won
Was Cowboy,
Cowboy.
but-
And look, come
Well,
on,
he
man.
beat the shit out of that old man in a bar too. Let's not discount
No, that old
No.
man didn't fucking go down.
He hit an 85-year-old Irish dude in the face, and the guy was just like, "Hey, quit it."
Yeah. I would
Sorry,
put
so he didn't
that.
win that fight either.
I'd put that as 5 losses. To be honest with you,
yeah.
Right.
If you can't knock out an 85-year-old man who's sitting still on a bar stool, probably shouldn't be in a fucking MMA ring anymore. I think you're all done.
That was probably the sign that showed us that he was washed. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, Conor's a huge cunt.
So my prediction on the show was he loses to Poirier. Jake Paul beats Woodley.
Yep,
And
which
then
is scheduled now. It's in Cleveland, end of August.
Oh my God, is it in Cleveland? So they pushed it a day.
land.
Let me look at my phone here to the 28th.
We're not going. I don't want to go to Cleveland.
I'm not going to Cleveland. Not one prayer, but so they pushed it from the 27th to the 28th, which is a Saturday. Okay.
That's right before Rob has his shot.
I was about to say that's another thing that my baby would prevent me from fucking going to. So I'm glad you guys aren't.
Where in Cleveland? At the
Quickens,
Q?
right? Yeah.
Is it the Q?
I haven't gotten that information.
That's
yet.
the only
place
indoor
they can have
venue
it,
that they
yeah.
have, yeah.
God, why there? Out of all the places in the world.
Because they're from there. The Pauls are from Ohio.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
Are they going to have Miocic there and MGK as
rolling everybody
the
out.
music?
Probably.
I mean, MGK is friends with the Paul brothers. He was at their fucking after party in Miami.
Yeah, he looks like their cousin that gives them ecstasy.
He was also at the fights on Saturday nights.
Sean O'Malley will probably be there because he's friends with the Pauls.
Yeah, let's talk about the Sean O'Malley fight. That was the most.
fight of the
Well, wait,
Best fight of the
before we move on from that, I just wish the only regret I have from that night is not. I wanted to capture Brittany's face when she saw that first part where the medic or maybe it was one of the refs came out and fucking grabbed Conor's leg and rolled it, and his fucking foot just like flopped around.
Yeah.
It was a mixture of excitement and nausea.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it was
I
like,
can never look at that
oh,
stuff
oh,
just because it happened to me.
I just wish I. Oh, really?
Did it really?
When I was 16, my tibia fibia came out of my leg, and they had to set it.
Oh, fuck. Did you see the bone?
Yeah.
God
Both
damn it,
bones.
man.
Both bones. Snap.
Jesus
I kept him wearing my
Christ.
leg.
I'd grab him by the bone. Hey,
So every time that happens, my leg starts to hurt.
what if a dog walks over and starts chewing on the bone?
You got to allow it, right?
It's called nature. Yeah.
Like you don't, especially if it's a good boy. If it's
Yeah.
like a lab or something like that. You can't stop that
Well,
dog.
and certainly, like, if you're green, if you're pro just, nature, yeah, you got to let that dog do that.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
That bacteria on his tongue, probably good. Probably good for the bone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But every card was amazing. That Sean O'Malley, you went all in on the underdog, and God
Because
damn
why
it.
not?
If that guy didn't put up the best fight of all time,
He was
I've never seen a
6-1.
human get punched in the face that many times and not go down.
He's playing with house
It was
money.
obscene. I bought this fight to watch just so I could talk about it today.
Yep.
And like, as someone who doesn't know anything about fights, like watching that guy, it was like that episode of
Well,
It's
nobody
Always
knew
Sunny.
anything about this guy.
Yeah.
No.
He's from the New England regional scene. Like,
Yeah.
It was
got to fight on 11 days' notice.
yeah, it was literally that Always Sunny episode where they just signed Charlie up because he could take a beating.
Yeah, it's season 2, I think. Yeah.
Speaking of which, the
Or-
whole
or
entire
this-
cast, came.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
except
Yes.
for
they were
I
all
didn't
there.
see Charlie Day.
Yeah, Charlie Day wasn't there.
Oh, Charlie wasn't
It
there?
was the whole cast plus Kit Harington from Game of Thrones.
Well, they're boys
Oh.
with Binoff and Weiss.
They were there too.
And
Yeah.
they ended up they watched the English match the next day, which we'll get to later.
did
Sorry,
not bring it
Giorgio,
home,
but they didn't bring it home. That fight was incredible. People were booing, which I'm surprised. I think at the stoppage, I guess, but
Oh, yeah.
If you had O'Malley by decision, you'd be a little angry, right?
yeah.
Nobody had.
I don't think anybody had O'Malley by decision, though.
Could you just
No
bet
one.
on what's
The
his
odds
face
of
going
that,
the
though?
fucking distance?
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
O'Malley by decision would be like, I don't know,
Okay.
But
8
that
to
dude-
1.
Plus 5,000, I think it was, yeah.
I couldn't.
50 to 1.
There were what 3 or 4 flurries in the third round where this dude just wouldn't go down. O'Malley's he is rocking this dude in the face. It was like that Tony Ferguson fight.
What
He
was-
just keeps getting rocked in the face and he doesn't go down. Everybody's like, "What the fuck is happening here?"
There was a stat you said. Did he get punched 340 times or something
He
like
got
that?
punched like 230 times.
It was fucking insane.
It was almost Calvin Cater like when
Yeah.
he fought Max Holloway.
In the post-fight, Rogan said it's the most accurate punching display he's ever seen in UFC.
Yeah.
There was points in rounds where Sean O'Malley landed 100% of the shots he threw.
Yeah.
What?
That's serious. It was fucking nuts. And the guy had his hands up, but it was
Yeah.
just going right through his hands.
O'Malley's really good at dodging hands with his fists. I mean, he's got really quick hands, but he's that accuracy, and that, by the way, is what made Conor really good. The accuracy of his left hand.
And
It wasn't just the power.
he was doing the crossover. He was doing the showmanship, little shimmy.
It was great because he thought he was going to knock him down, and then Homeboy didn't go down. It was like, oh, fuck. I should have knocked this guy out. And then they ended up stopping the fight. But at that point, everybody was rooting for the other guy. I know I was. I was like, fuck it, let's
for
go.
the other guy, you're just rooting for him to go to distance.
It was one of
20 seconds left.
People started chanting Rocky.
Yeah.
That was, we started that chant.
It was just an incredible, like you, at some point you go to an athletic event to see incredible feats of some sort of athleticism. And that guy taking literally like 400 punches to the face.
And coming forward the entire time.
That's
he
incredible.
led the fight the entire time.
Fucking incredible.
He's like, I will take 11 punches to land 1 punch.
Yeah. And it was great.
And he hit O'Malley with some good shots.
So Richard Danoff goes, hey, dude, if we start a chant, like I think we're loud enough that we could get somebody to start chanting. So I go, great, man. Let's see a couple fights and see what goes down. And then I go, during that one, I go, let's go Rocky. I go, we can get this whole section to start chanting Rocky. And then the arena started chanting Rocky. So if you heard that at home, that was us. Because that was the closest I've seen to somebody getting punched in the face that many times without going down. Sean looked like Apollo Creed, where he's just like, are you fucking kidding?
Yeah.
Like, what more do I have to do at this point?
My favorite fight of the night, though, was Tuivasa. And it wasn't because of the fight necessarily. It's because he came out to
Spice Girls.
Yep.
This 278-pound monster from South Africa.
A guy who is on record just saying, I know I'm fat.
Australia, sorry, yeah.
I know I'm fat, but I'm strong.
Yeah.
And he did a shoey afterwards. He drank a beer out of a
4 shoeys.
Yeah. He always does that. I just didn't. Before the fight even started, he had the entire audience on his side because, one, Spice Girls. Everybody likes the Spice Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Two, nobody likes Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Like, I've never heard an athlete get booed everywhere he fights until Greg Hardy. Like, you'd expect Poirier to get booed in Vegas because that's essentially Conor's home turf, right?
There's a lot of Irish fans,
Yeah, and there always is. But even if there aren't, people that are in Vegas love Conor McGregor for whatever, because he's brought so much entertainment there over the years. But so you expect that. You expect Poirier to get booed. I guess if they fought in New Orleans, he'd probably get cheered. I don't know if they have fights down there. But Greg Hardy gets booed everywhere he goes down for good reason, because he's a woman-beating piece of shit, but also because he sucks at fighting. Let's be real.
He's
not
bad.
very good.
Real bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see him in, like, bare knuckle.
That's probably where I'll end up.
Probably. And I think that's the best spot for him.
Yeah.
The last time he was in it, he won.
They're going to keep
It was
running
just-
them out, though.
I mean,
This is his ex-wife.
bare knuckle fighting championship, which we're going to do something with here soon. I think on the 24th of this month, we're gonna have a pay-per-view link for everybody that you can watch the fight. All of us and Chuck Liddell will be commentating on it. And you watched the first one; it was super exciting.
Awesome, man.
I mean,
I love it.
It's like fucking serious dudes hitting each other in the face with their bare fists.
It everything that I want in the UFC, where it takes out the wrestling.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
And you're
so
just
I-
getting fucking punched in the
I
face.
think Greg Hardy would do well in a thing like that.
Yes.
Right? Because
he would.
People, even with the small amount of gloves that you have in UFC, that still changes the game, and the grappling stuff changes the game. And bare knuckle, people are a little bit more worried about getting punched in the face.
Oh yeah.
Right? So a guy like Greg Hardy, whose fist is the size of this goddamn helmet right here, is going to have a little better time. Probably, I think that's where he belongs.
You know
It's
what?
kind of the
Greg Hardy
it's kind of the exact opposite, though. Like, remember UFC originally was bare knuckle in the first 2 UFCs,
Yeah.
and I forgot who the first guy was to wrap his hands, because you're protecting your hands. Like,
Sure.
you actually don't throw as much in bare knuckle because you fuck up your hand, you fuck up one of your weapons like immediately right away. But still super interesting. They still like go for the head.
Yeah. Man, when I watched that first one, it was crazy. But I also loved like those old school YouTube videos of Kimbo Slice and Masvidal, just going in the backyard, and that's what it reminds you of.
Yeah, but I mean, Greg Hardy did stand with Ty, and that was a mistake. He probably should have went for the takedown because Greg Hardy cannot stand with anybody, really.
No. And then the girl fight was fucking awesome, dude.
Very bloody.
Homegirl was just covered in blood.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Jessica I fight, though.
Yeah.
There were 2 female fights.
Yeah, there was a few fights.
So someone's ears started bleeding immediately, like as soon as it was touched.
Yeah.
You're thinking about Yana in that one. That was the female fight on the main
Yana
card.
got her ass beat because Aldana missed weight by
she missed weight by 5 pounds.
or 4.5
Oh,
pounds.
Jesus Christ.
Although there is a reason for it. It's that time of the month,
She apparently said her body shut down, and I mean,
Heavy
5 pounds is a lot at 135. Like people
That's
don't really
what
realize how
Cyborg
much
used
that
to
is.
say. Cyborg used to say
She was there at the fight, by the way.
Demonstration.
She had her Bellator championship belt walking up and down the aisles taking pictures with people.
No way.
Still the most winningest female UFC fighter of all time, or MMA fighter, probably.
Yeah, that's just because she was there before Amanda Nunes, because as long as Nunes keeps fighting, she's going to have every record ever.
I'd still love to see a rematch. I think that's the only thing that would be a challenge for her.
In their prime too.
I don't think
Cyborg's a little old.
Cyborg can't be there.
There was a
Not at
couple
this
that
point.
actually in front of us that got a picture with her, and then they also it was very weird cuckold situation going on. in front
Oh
of
yeah,
Giorgio.
you want to talk
Yeah.
about that?
So actually, the guy looked kind of like Sean,
Yeah.
Our editor.
our editor upstairs.
Really?
He's kind of been on camera. Dallas Cowboy fan, and his girlfriend.
Sean looks like a cuck.
Well, I don't
kidding.
know. I'm not gonna-
Sean, I'm
that-
kidding,
That's
Sean.
mean. He just looks like the guy that
No,
got
he just looks
cucked.
like a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
What? That's basically the same
But
thing.
it was they just kind of met this dude next to them, who Giorgio almost fought because he kept passing his vape to his boys in the row behind us. Giorgio was not a fan of that. Go ahead,
Did they
Giorgio.
offer you any weed, Giorgio?
No, and it wasn't even a weed vape. It was a nicotine vape. So clearly they're all on Molly and cocaine. They're all a little drunk. The guy behind us who's friends with him also does a shoey. The Asian, I guess, bull in this situation.
Okay.
I don't know if those, I
yeah.
don't know if those have ever been used together.
Is it? I think it's only a bull if it's a black dude, though, right?
No, any young stallion is a
Racist.
bull.
Yeah.
No, it's just poor terminology, man. I didn't make it up.
Lifestyle terminology, Dan. Lifestyle. You know, it's choice.
I don't care.
No, but he just kept turning around. He was fiending for the vape. He was fiending for the jewel, and just kept waving his hand in my face, trying to get their attention behind me. And Giorgio just wasn't having it.
Yeah, I just would have switched. Said, hey, did you want to switch and not sexually? Just like switch seats, bro. And let's fucking move on with
But
our
then I
day.
didn't. But then I wouldn't get to sit beside Dan.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Why don't you just ask the whole row in front of you? Just be like, just get back here.
Yeah, it's just all everybody
Like,
swap
one
with these
row, you can't
motherfuckers.
switch it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was look, it was a fun night. Obviously the McGregor fight was a blast. Great card all the way around.
Your favorite fight of the night: Gilbert Burns, Stephen Thompson.
No, it wasn't my favorite.
even close?
No, not even close.
And Dan, what does that mean for Stephen Thompson? Is he done? That was his last title run. 38 years old.
Yeah,
what does the UFC do with him?
He eases into a post-fight career as a podcaster, and maybe they even get him on the. Probably he'll be a commentator.
Oh, he'd be a great commentator. I feel like they're going to throw him out against Leon, though. They hate Leon so much. They
No,
don't
dude,
want to
they're
give Leon a title.
I know.
I think. Where does Leon fight Gilbert? Oh,
That's
right.
Burns.
Yeah, he fights
Gilbert's fighting Leon next because Leon will never get a title shot no matter what he does. And they're going to hope Gilbert Burns beats him, and then Gilbert Burns kind of pretty much is the gatekeeper of the middle of that division.
I think that this fight was an acute example of why, for top 10 fights, and by top 10 I mean the top 10 ranked guys in each weight class, should go fucking 5 rounds. Because in a 3-round fight, you see good fighting early in the match, right? First round for sure, first half of the second round. Then in the third round, both guys know it's split, and whomever wins position even in that round. So round 3 gets treated like they're playing prevent defense half the time. Now there was a couple of flurries mixed in there, but as soon as Wonder Boy's on the ground and Burns realizes that it's getting late in the round, I think I saw him look at the clock at some point, or his team called it out or something, and he immediately got Homeboy to the fucking cage, got him down, and then tried to start advancing on positions. Like he's, for no necessarily tactical reason, starts passing guard and then moving the side mount, then passing guard and stuff like that. Those are just to get points, right?
Well, he's just so much better on the ground than Steven. Like Steven, it's just not even comparable. Gilbert's probably the best grappler in MMA, in the UFC and MMA right now. Like he's at that level. So I'm so surprised. Like he shot from 6 feet away.
Yeah, he got him too.
He got
6 feet away.
He got to those legs and just pulled him in. Like Steve, where was the sprawl? Like Steven kicked away and lifted his leg out of a few, but he wasn't piecing him up, catching him in. There was no uppercuts coming in from the shots.
No.
I really expected more from him.
Nothing with his knees or anything like that. And I'm not criticizing Burns, by the way. He did the smart thing and won the fight.
Yeah.
It's just that you forced people into that situation when you have 3 rounds and not more.
Yep.
Right. And they selectively choose. It's not like it's only people. It used to be only title fights for 5 rounds. They call them the fucking championship rounds or whatever the fuck. But that's not the case anymore. Whenever they feel like it, like Conor and Poirier weren't fighting for a title. That was a 5-round fight.
Anytime.
Nate Diaz, anytime.
Co-main event and
They just
still 5 rounds.
They randomly decide when to do it. It should be all the time.
Which, by the way, if Wonder Boy has one last fight, give him Nate. Him and Nate would be fun.
Man.
Now, I think that's Conor's dance partner for the last one. Speaking of the Diaz brothers, Nick's coming back against Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, Nick's coming back against Robbie Lawler.
Second fight.
It's been, 7 years since he's fought last?
Yeah, and if Conor comes back and fights Nate Diaz again and loses,
It is a long road back.
His legacy will be, well, it's 6 months I would say at a minimum for that break.
Well,
It's
he's
6
fighting.
months
He's going to fight Dustin
before he can put his foot back to. No, Dustin won't fight him. Why would
No,
he?
he will. Because
Dustin should treat that.
Justin's going to get the belt. He's going to beat Charles Oliveira, and then Dana's already set up the
Money.
fourth fight.
Money,
he's
yeah.
already like,
And
"Oh,
if
can't end that."
Conor hasn't earned. I think that would be very detrimental. Maybe he'll make a lot of money, but that's very detrimental for the sport. Conor's not earned a title shot.
But here's the thing. I think it'll be up to Dustin, actually. And I think
Maybe.
Dustin will say, yeah, dude, if I'm champion, give me the fucking money. Give me an easy win.
Yep.
And then move on and keep being the best.
Yeah, but Dustin doesn't seem like the kind of guy that cares about that shit. Maybe it's a show, but he seems to care more about pride and honor and shit like that.
He did say he's going to fight McGregor, whether it's in the ring or in the streets.
In the streets, yeah. And rightfully so.
But I think honestly, I think it would be a better dig from Poirier if he said, nah, I already beat that guy twice.
It's not happening.
Because that's what Khabib said, right? When people ask Khabib if he wanted to fight Conor again,
He's like, no. Why?
I didn't have any trouble with him. Why would I fight him again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that is a much bigger insult than even beating him for a third time.
Oh, yeah. Not even giving him a shot
I think
anymore.
that would be really funny. And if Poirier's in a position to do that, I think he does it.
I think Conor's probably 14 to 16 months away from actually fighting again, if he does.
So that's plenty of time.
You know this injury. I mean, it's
It takes a while.
for real, dude.
It's 3 to 6 months for the bone to heal back, and then you do 3 months of physical therapy before you even start doing athletic shit again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're
So that's
looking at
9 months before you can even do a camp, 9 months before you can even get back into shape, and then a camp after that.
They said best case scenario, if
14 to
everything goes
16.
perfectly, 10 months he can maybe begin to start doing some form of movements and athletic shit.
He's probably going to have a better doctor than I did in Delco. So
Presumably.
Would you think so?
yeah, they set my foot wrong.
It's on backwards.
It's
He's got 2
angled.
left feet.
Yeah.
now.
All I know is watching Conor McGregor, I just want to say, like, it's just all you're really seeing is an Irish person regress to the mean. He was too successful for too long.
It's true.
That's not what our people do.
He was good at 145. I
Yeah.
will give him that.
So
he moves up
He's,
to
the,
And he
he's the
made-
best 145 pounder ever. He became champ, beat Eddie Alvarez when he was past his prime. Never defended the title ever.
in either division.
Ever. He never defended a title, which is, I think, super important for people to realize when you're claiming like GOAT status. What he did do and what his legacy is he moved the needle for fighter pay. No one was getting these multi-million dollar pay-per-view like deals without him. And that's his legacy to the UFC, to be honest.
Speaking of which, there was a $75,000 bonus, which they never do. Giorgio, right after the fights, Dana White announced that it would immediately go back down to $50,000.
Yeah, in his post-fight presser, he said that the budgets are really set at $50 or 50,000 bonuses. But first fight back in Vegas, he wanted to splash the cash a little bit for
This
everybody.
is for fight of the night or what?
Yeah, the fight of the night
everything.
bonuses.
Fight of the
And who
night.
got the fight of the night?
Finish.
Rocky did.
Easily the fight of the night.
Yeah. He got the money. The kid who got beat in the face 3,000 times.
Good for him. I mean, look, he's
Performance of the night was
gonna
Aldana.
die.
Aldana needed that money because she already gave away 30% of her
That-
purse.
his brain is just floating in his skull right now.
Yeah.
It's not attached to anything.
Well, he got $75K to work that out. Best of luck to whoever your physician is. Moving on here, we got some breaking news. Ohtani is going to start the All-Star game as a pitcher. Not only is he in the Home Run Derby tonight, but he's going to start as the starting pitcher for the American League.
He's also going to bat
tomorrow.
leadoff.
Yeah.
Did he really?
So
He is batting
they
leadoff.
basically want him to, if everything goes well, to pitch 2 innings and get 2 at bats. That's what they're probably hoping for, right? And then they'll take him out after that.
Yeah. I mean, 2 at bats can be tough, but yeah, they put him first so to get as
That's-
soon as possible.
Yeah.
So
Because
who's the home team?
well, the ratings overseas for this will be massive, and baseball needs it. They need any ratings right now. They need money. They need superstars. They need all of it. I'm looking at the odds on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros will actually get you half your deposit back. So if you bet $1,000, you get $500 here. We're all betting on the Derby tonight. Ohtani it's plus 175. He is the favorite tonight. Joey Gallo's at plus 300. Pete Alonso plus 500. Matt Olson plus 600. Salvador Perez plus 1,500. Juan Soto plus 1,100. That's a really interesting one. Juan
I
Soto.
like that one.
I'm
So
taking
do
Juan
I.
Soto for
Yeah,
sure.
I love that. The odds and Soto having something to prove right now because he's kind of had a shitty year for him anyway. He's actually been a well above average player, but for him, it's shitty. The only problem with Juan Soto is the reason Juan Soto's having a shitty year is because he's been hitting the ball on the ground a shit ton.
Yeah, but this is batting practice.
Right.
This is BP,
So,
brother.
They're throwing the ball 75 miles per hour, which brings up another interesting point. Ohtani, apparently, during the build-up to this whole thing, where people were speculating on him hitting the ball, hitting it into, particularly in Colorado, right? Mike Trout says he might leave the stadium, which I believe would be like a 580-foot home run. We'll see. I mean, it's possible, but
Does he have
that's not the point.
does he have that kind of power?
Yes.
The reports are that he does, but the interesting part about that is I don't know where these reports are coming from because according to the fucking Angels hitting coach, this motherfucker doesn't even take batting practice.
Has not taken BP all year.
Ever. Yeah, all year.
So I'm really interested in this.
Same, man.
I wonder if it's the only thing he sees is in-game pitching, so his brain doesn't get confused by things. Like we think working on fundamentals at a slower level somehow helps us, and maybe that's not the case, and maybe he's proving it right now. You know what I mean?
I've got one question for you guys because you guys are the biggest baseball guys on the show here.
Yep, I am.
Yeah, not you. There's no Philadelphia players even remotely close to this. Bryce Harper, maybe. But in all sincerity here, this guy had fucking shoulder injuries already. This seems like a lot to put on one guy. A home run derby, pitch the game the next day, have a couple at bats on top of that, and then go back to the Angels where they're using him as a pitcher and fucking, DH and everything else every single day. Is it too much too soon for this? Because he could get hurt, and a lot of people don't come out of the home run derby in the best shape for the rest of the year.
Abreu.
Yeah.
Well, he plays for the Angels, so what the hell else does he have to do?
Yeah.
Well, look, and Trout's out.
Yeah.
So they need a superstar. This is the guy. This whole 2-day thing is going to be about him.
Yeah, if he hasn't been taking batting practice all year, I'm not sure how well he's going to do hitting 75 mile per hour, 80 mile per hour fastball.
I don't love betting on him because the odds are too low, but also I don't love betting on him for this. I think that's a legit concern though. Like he's had injuries. What is he, 25? Like so he's in the prime.
I think he's 26.
I think no, he's definitely not 26.
He's
No.
26.
He's 26?
Ohtani? Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was younger than
You're
older
welcome.
than that.
Did I say Joey Galloway or Gallo?
Gallo. You said
Yeah.
Gallo.
No,
Fucking A,
actually,
dude.
Ohtani just on the 5th of July turned 27.
Ooh.
So
Ooh, yeah.
He's past his prime.
Yeah.
Well,
27.
definitely in that like injury danger zone where any injury could irreparably change him. Unlike Acuna's ACL, which is like, well, it sucks, but he's a kid still.
I think that's probably why he's not taking batting practice. I don't think it's a strategy. As much as it is trying to limit his exposure to fucking bad mechanics, and injury, because bad mechanics usually create injuries, right? So if he's throwing, he's a starting pitcher. He pitches once every 5 days, which means there's at least 2 days out of the week, other than when he's pitching, that he has to throw a bullpen session, which is usually somewhere between 30 and 60 pitches, somewhere between like 50 and 80% of your strength, right?
Right.
So you do all that. He's not playing the field that much, so he's not taking infield or outfield practice, but he still would be in the cage as well, right? Still watching tape on the pitchers that are coming up. That's a lot of shit to do. So I think maybe that's why they're doing it. But I am very interested to see how this plays out. I want to hear more about him not taking batting practice.
You'll hear it tonight
And
on
what that looks
the telecast. So real quickly here around the horn, I'll tell you what I'm going to bet tonight. I'm actually going to take Pete Alonso plus 500, and then I'm going to take Juan Soto plus 1,100 today. That's too much pressure on Ohtani. I don't think he's going to win. Who do you got?
Yeah, I don't love Ohtani to win because that's too perfect of a storyline, and the home run derby is usually, I've said this several times, it's usually like a snooze. I honestly,
Bryce Harper winning at home.
Ryan
Who was the
Howard.
father and son pitching that time? Was it?
I don't remember. I know Ryan. Howard
Bryce
winning.
Harper's.
It was the second baseman for. He went to Seattle, took the huge contract.
Robinson Cano?
Yes, Robinson Cano's father throwing to him that time. That was a fucking tearjerker. You've had some good storylines here, but Pete Alonso's already won, and it seems effortless for him. You're in Colorado. Juan Soto, there's always one guy that just pops up, and you're just like, oh fuck.
Well, I think
all right.
I think the one guy that might pop up is Trey Mancini.
Yes,
to be
agreed.
honest.
So Trey Mancini's at plus 1,200. So you guys in on that?
I'm sprinkling. I'm gonna bet.
That's not a real person.
I'm gonna bet Juan Soto, Trey Mancini. I'm putting $100 each on Juan Soto, Trey Mancini, and Pete Alonso. That's what I'm betting.
I would go with that exact same thing. Matt Olson is a good bet too. So
Matt Olson is a plus 600. I didn't see him.
I'll flip
'cause I
off
didn't
and
know
say Olson instead of Pete Alonso. Olson's having a great year. Just kind of like a raw power guy, but so is Alonso. You can't go wrong with either one. Stay away from Sal Perez. He's a great player and a great hitter, but he's a goofball, and I think he's just going to be kind of dicking around.
There's a chance that he goes up. If he doesn't get off to a good start, there's a chance he'll flip around and try to hit left-handed just to be entertaining.
Yeah.
But for real, he's done that. I think he's done that shit before.
Yeah.
in batting
As a
practice,
big
so.
baseball guy, I'm going to go with Salvador Perez.
Okay.
Stay away from Trevor Story too. I don't buy the home park bullshit with him.
American League minus 210 versus National League, winner of the home run derby. So this is look. There's some great odds on this. That's why I'm bringing it up. It's plus 170 for the National League.
Yeah,
Pete Alonso.
National League, absolutely.
Is it 4-4?
Take the National League.
It's always
Yeah,
four.
It's always 4-4. Most home runs in round one. Over under 12.5.
Bet overs.
over.
Bet
In
overs.
Colorado.
Colorado, yeah. I'm in on it
And
as
also,
well.
like, there's always going to be a round where someone is going to way overexert themselves, but like it's like they'll be so sucked up by the crowd being like, oh shit, and they're going to hit like 20, home runs or something like that. I don't know if it's the first round, but there's always a round, and in the first round there are more hitters, so it's more likely to be in the first round.
Also, do you want to be the guy cheering for ground balls in a home run derby?
No, and hey,
What asshole bets the under in a home run?
Fuck it, I'll do it.
speaking of which, wait, here's the ultimate under bet, and I don't know if this is because of what you guys were saying earlier. Over under longest home run in the Derby, 517 feet and a half.
Over.
So you think somebody's going to hit 518?
I think that that Gallo and Alonso and Ohtani will all go over 5. I think they'll go 520 plus.
Dude, don't sleep on Soto either. Like,
Soto could hit one,
You
yeah.
can connect, but I'm a little hesitant. I might actually just go 50 on Soto because he hits a lot of line drives.
Right.
A lot. You know what I mean? I don't think like you said, if he's hit a lot of ground balls this year, I wasn't aware of that fact. So that means that his launch angle's off. Now, maybe he corrects it here. We'll see. I don't know. I might not even bet him at all. I might switch that out for Mancini.
Yeah, I'm gonna see
I might
if
go
I can do
Mancini, Olsen, what the fuck? Mancini, Alonso, and Gallo here instead.
Yeah, I don't love Soto to necessarily win, but anyone who watches baseball knows that Juan Soto is a strong motherfucker.
Yeah, he's very strong, yeah.
And so I could totally buy him bombing one over like 517 feet for
All right,
sure.
let me see if my bookie will allow a $200 bet here. Let's go.
I wonder if there are going to be live lines on this as well, because if there are,
Oh, there are, yeah.
and a guy has like 15 or more in the first round, go ahead and bet on somebody else.
Fade him
Like
immediately,
there's no way that's never worked. No
It's
one's
like in
ever won
golf.
like
It's
that.
like in golf when someone goes super low, you just next day you fade
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, they allowed it. All right, so I put 200 on there for the over. It pays off at 142.86. Yes, dude, it's fucking on tonight. I'm gonna bet a bunch of this shit. Fuck yeah, dude. Looking forward to it. Let's see here. Later on down the list, most home runs in round one. That's a bet on there as well in my bookie. Oof.
I'm taking. I'm going to sprinkle Ohtani and Gallo for round one.
For the most home runs?
Just blowing
Okay.
their loads.
No, that's the least. I'm sorry.
Most home runs over under in round one is 25.5.
Under, actually. I think take the under on that.
so many. home
Now,
runs.
It's in Colorado though, dude. I think it can happen.
remember the rules have changed now, so it's not 10 outs. There's a clock, and you get as many pitches as you can hit, and that. So
Yeah.
pick a younger guy with a natural home run swing, right?
I-
So Pete Alonso and Ohtani.
I think this will go down. I'm going to bet the over on this actually.
Ohtani's well suited for that ballpark too because he is. It's for one thing, the right field in Colorado very similar to the right field in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Right. Like a little.
It's like 353, I think, down the lines, which seems long, but it's not.
But they
long,
have
right?
that higher wall
Yeah.
on the whole right side. So Ohtani's used to hitting the ball over that type of precipice in that type of stadium. And then, the thinner air. I'm not going to bet it. The odds are too low for me to want to bet him. Like, I'll root for him, and I'm excited to watch him. But
Glad you brought this up. because you can go round by round here, and this is super interesting because I picked Juan Soto to win this fucking thing. He's actually going up against Ohtani in round 1.
That's a rough matchup for Shohei.
Yes. So, dude, it's plus 190, dude, for Soto. That's almost 2-to-1 odds.
Dude, they kind of fucked him on that. Like, give him Trevor Story or some shit in the first round. Like,
Trevor Story's hometown, though.
You can't put your biggest name against your hometown guy and get your hometown.
Yeah, throw him up against Matt Olson or fucking
Trey Mancini.
Yeah, bro.
Honestly, yeah. Why didn't they pick
Matt Olson and Trey Mancini are up against each other, which seems kind of
So
that's
Pete
lame.
Alonso.
Like, get one of those assholes out of there. Let's play for Baltimore and Oakland.
Is the seeding based off like how many home runs they currently have?
No.
maybe.
No. Oh.
I don't know. Alonso's
some out there.
against Sal Perez, so who knows?
Man, there is a fuck ton of bets here on my bookie for this. This is going to be a blast tonight. This shit kicks off in a few hours.
Is
Looking forward
Berman
to
doing it?
I hope so, man. They took a lot of heat for not having him the last couple of years. Yeah, it was that girl. She got buried for it. Mendoza.
She's fine. Just have Berman too.
Yeah, that's fine. I would actually like Stephen A. Smith to do it to continue explaining why Shohei Ohtani needs to speak English. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys caught that.
Yeah,
today.
do you want to tell the audience what that was today? I caught that as well, and I was like, oh, you definitely have to be black to say something like that. You can't, a white man couldn't say that.
I'm curious to hear what he said. I haven't heard it yet, but that was a big criticism of Ichiro too, and it wasn't because like you're in America, speak English. It's because look, there's a huge fan base here, and they want to fucking hear you talking about.
They want
to
connect with you.
Yeah,
Correct.
And you're not doing it, man. It's bad enough that you're in Anaheim.
And this is what I said when your guy Matsuyama.
Hideki.
Yep.
Matsui.
Whatever. Dude.
What?
But it's Matsuyama.
The golfer who won and got up there. He won the Masters.
He
and
can
then
speak
spoke.
English. He's just not comfortable enough to give a speech in English.
I think it's.
Well, he fucking didn't.
I think it's affecting Ronald Acuna as well.
I don't think it's affecting Acuna at all. Actually,
I do.
I think Acuna has so much, and I think actually it makes more sense for Ichiro to say that about Ichiro given his era.
Right.
But now people don't really care what you say in a press conference, or I mean, they do a little bit, or like off on field right after a game.
Right.
Like if you're making good social media posts and you're being like swaggy on the field, it really doesn't matter as much like what actual quotes they get from you. Like I don't know if you remember this, but like 2 years ago, it went totally viral, and Braves fans still say it to this day. Acuna just like miswrote something in English on his Instagram or in a comment is "Let's having some fun." With like to the devil emoji and to like this or whatever. I don't think the English critique makes as much sense now, because if Ohtani's like fucking around on social media and having fun, and he's doing like fun shit aside from the like incredible shit he's doing on the field, but like having fun doing it, like when he waves goodbye to a Mike Trout home run on second base as soon as it goes over his head and shit like that. Yeah, I don't necessarily need to hear Ohtani in perfect English be like, we just had a lot of fun out there today. Like the boys really put it to him.
Grinded out this.
Yeah.
game.
But think about everybody else who's come over who's done it, like Sammy Sosa, right?
Yeah.
He had a fun, flirty little accent there, but he still spoke English. I want to be a Leo Hora hitter.
Yeah.
The time one time he didn't speak English was in front of the Senate. No lie, he used a fucking translator for that. I don't know if you remember.
Palmeiro did.
Palmeiro did that as well.
Maynard Ramirez used to, every time he didn't want to talk, he would just be like, I can't speak English.
Correct. But then David Ortiz. That's what made him so lovable, was that he could speak broken English, and people were like, oh, great, this is fucking fun.
Well, now half of the fucking MLB Network team is him and Pedro Martinez, and I can't understand a fucking word they're saying.
Fucking word they're saying, dude.
I can't understand any of it, but it's fun, though, because they've been speaking it long enough to start using American idioms and stuff, but they don't really understand what they mean. It's fucking hilarious, and I think it makes you more affable to people.
Yes.
Now, you're right.
I agree.
About Acuna specifically, you're probably right, because
Unless
he's
you
got
fuck
so
their
much
wife.
energy right now. Yeah, no shit. He's got so much energy right now, but it seems like on that Braves team, it was him, Marcell Ozuna. I can't remember what happened to him. And Ozzy Albies, who were always
Something happened to
palling around
Ozuna.
and stuff.
Right.
But it doesn't really seem to negatively affect their clubhouse either.
No. Well, Albies grew up speaking English because he's from Dutch, Curacao.
Netherlands Antilles.
And
Yeah,
every
he's from Curacao.
player we've had on the show always says, dude, half the dugout speaks Spanish, so
If I was a Major League Baseball player, I would definitely
learn
learn
it.
Spanish.
Yeah.
They actually, all the teams provide Spanish lessons and English lessons also
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
to each other. So
I would do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to try to talk shit to each other, and
right.
that you should only be if you're a white and you're talking shit, or a black, I guess, in America, that grew up in America, and you're talking shit to a Latino dude that only speaks Spanish, that maybe you both speak both languages, but you should only be allowed to talk shit in the other person's language.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just so it sounds broken and fucked up all the time.
I would appreciate some sort of like baseball Cajun coming about.
Oh yeah.
Creole. Yeah, it'd be funny to hear a guy in his non-native language criticizing another guy who's saying stupid shit in his non-native language.
It's
It'd
almost
be
like
being at the airport and hearing like a fucking Russian immigrant argue with the fucking Iranian dude who's driving the cab. He's like, blah, 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 and you can't. They're arguing in English. Like, man, this is America.
it's
right
when Marvin Vittori was talking shit to Izzy in English.
The best thing, there's a liquor store right down the road from here where when I used to shop for the office, I used to go all the time. And it's some Middle Eastern guy or perhaps Indian who runs it. And he was in a fucking huge argument on the cell phone as I was checking out. Like, it wasn't even like I was there. He was ringing me up on he's arguing the whole time. And the only thing he said in English, because he was one of his people from his country, I guess. The only thing he said in English is that just right in the middle of it, he got to a certain point, and he just goes, it was like, da-da-da-da, fuck you! Fuck you!
Yeah.
And I was like, man.
It's universal.
Fuck you, my man.
I was like, it's rad that nothing beats fuck, apparently.
No. Fuck you, my man. Fuck you, my man.
Wait, you've seen that? You've seen that clip on the internet where it's two fucking foreigners trying to swear at each other in English? I say foreigners, like I don't know where they came from. I think one dude sounded Eastern European.
The other one was just the band Foreigner.
Yeah, it might have been, but they're from like, I think they're from the South.
I think so, yeah.
But anyways, it's hilarious. Look it up. Before we leave, I know everybody hates soccer, but I feel like we got to talk about this England-Italy situation.
Yeah, Giorgio, it's coming home. I feel bad. I want to apologize to you live on air, Giorgio. We booked flights. Did not think they were going to make it to the finals. They did, and the flight happened to be literally at halftime during that game where it was 1-0, and then the flight took off. No Wi-Fi on that plane. We didn't know until 3 hours later.
Ross, there are a million things you can apologize to me before this.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah, we don't really care about England.
Okay, good.
But if you actually want to talk about the match and what happened, it's very typical England. They get ahead pretty early if you know what it's anything like to be a soccer fan. They either
Or
are
an Atlanta
ahead
fan.
or tied and get back into a position in the game, and then you're holding on. You're concentrating on not to lose and not trying to win, where Italy was always trying to win. I mean, they were putting so many men behind the ball so quickly. And then coming up into penalties, this is where I don't want to say it's ruined some of these guys' careers, or it could ruin their career, but Gareth Southgate, the coach of England, is still most known for blowing a penalty kick 20 years ago.
Yeah. And this kid, the guy that missed the final kicks, what's his name, Saka?
Saka.
He's a fucking Arsenal player.
18-year-old.
He's 19 now,
phenom,
but
phenom.
they signed him when he was 7 years old. He's been with the Arsenal organization since 7 years old, right? And he's the great hope. He's like one of the better midfielders that are coming up through the fucking ranks right now, the sub-20 ranks, and playing on the national team. There's an under-20 national team, by the way, so he's playing on the fucking varsity national team.
Yep.
And they put him in a position where, I mean, I guess after the first five, you exchange kicks, but man, that's rough for that kid.
Yeah, so
He deserved it.
He's already had a few
deserved-
big moments in the tournament too. Like he's performed, and then
But how do you miss 3 shots during penalty kicks? That is
he
fucking insane to me.
He deserved to miss it, and here's why. I think all three. Maybe there might have been one English player who I felt bad for, but the two, and I swear to God, I tweeted this out during the match. If you do the little stutter, start, stop, blah 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 to try and fuck with the goalie, fuck you. You suck. You are a pussy. Just take the fucking shot. That one guy got too cute, tried to went off the post. The other guy got too cute, went the.
That's the light-skinned guy. I think that did
Marcus,
it first.
Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, right. I can't remember.
Rashford put it like he was on target, but it was around the same height as the goalie. No, Rashford hit off the par. Sancho was the one that got saved. That was around middle height for the goalie.
Yeah.
I mean, but listen, Marcus Rashford, great English striking hope for Manchester United. Jadon Sancho used to be at Man City, went to Dortmund, blew up. Now is doing a multi-million or $100 million move back to Manchester United. So these are two sub 22-year-old, I don't forget their ages. They're in that youth area of prime of being the next world superstars. And missing these penalty kicks, especially as an England international,
That hurts.
so big. People are going to put so much pressure on you. This is going to be a monkey on their shoulders for a very long time.
Yeah, but look, it hasn't affected.
Let's probably stay away from that word
yeah,
today.
especially with the way the English.
Yeah,
I'll
'cause
get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But just to comment on that, it hasn't really affected Messi in league play. The fact that he struggles so much in international play over the years, like he's still the best, probably the best league play striker of all time.
Yeah, I mean, Messi goes down as the GOAT. I mean, it's a Messi-Ronaldo argument, and honestly, Messi's probably ahead of him.
Ronaldo won again, didn't he?
The Golden Boot.
Yep. For this tournament? For the Euro too?
yeah.
Probably. He took like 6 penalties.
Yeah, but I mean, it's It hasn't affected Messi, and it hasn't crossed over from international play into league play for whatever reason. So maybe these kids still have a chance. We'll see what happens. Look, he's got a long time to redeem himself. My issue is that he's going to be continuously playing on the English national team, and they can't fucking figure it out.
No, and that's what I mean. Is like there's such a dark cloud over English international soccer, and with the fandom, it's just so heavy on these guys. Like I really feel bad for them.
George, you're using all the wrong keywords today, my man.
Anyways,
I can't say storm.
Let's get to that.
You can't use dark, but let's get to it now.
People who think that America is racist haven't been to Europe before.
No,
If you haven't been following this story, I think all three of the dudes that missed penalty kicks for England were not white people.
Correct.
Right? And a lot of English fans let them know about that.
Yep.
It was mostly comments about their race.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in America were like stunned and shocked and surprised by this. Not this guy, because I've been to Europe a bunch. They don't like fucking black people there. And I don't mean all Europeans don't like black people. I mean that there is way more both systemic and actual daily racism in Europe than anywhere else on earth, probably.
Yeah, I mean, colonialism is real. Most of like these countries in Africa were known as like French South Africa. So it's just like, they owned them, and those ideologies still kind of carry through and trickle down.
And look, it was so bad that the England Football Association and the royal family released a statement today condemning it. So I don't know what was said. We were on a plane. We didn't have a chance to watch or see the second half or any of this whatsoever. Because when we got on the plane, people were raging outside in the airport and everything else. It was 1-0 and England was up. And then
Steve,
we did not see any of that. So
Steve, who you saw on the show, was that Sunday night or last night? Or I'm sorry.
Oh, yes,
last night, right?
last night.
Yeah. So last night, Steve Jones, the guy that runs
great guest.
Dream Racing,
He was
really
fucking
funny.
hilarious.
I was texting with him in the morning, and he was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm already. It's 9 a.m. He's like, I'm already drunk as fuck at the pub. I'm like, oh shit, England scored already, right? Yeah. So that's cool.
2 minutes in, they scored.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, it is. 2 minutes in, they scored, and people were going nuts.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw, too. All right, first of all, I got to give it up. Like, not all the English players had a good career or had a good tournament, but Luke Shaw really staked his name. Like, this is what he was supposed to be. He was a phenom coming up from Southampton, one of the best English young kids ever. Went to Manchester United. Jose Mourinho kind of hurt him. He almost had his leg amputated. He broke his tibia so bad. I mean, shout out back to Dan. But he finally came good. This is the Luke Shaw that England was always hoping for, and it's sad the team didn't get to carry on, but I mean, look for big things the next couple of years from Luke Shaw.
Okay. We'll move on to golf here. I know you're going to do a British Open special this week.
Try to do it tomorrow, yeah.
Try to do it tomorrow. How did your picks work out this weekend?
Matt McNeely, I think, finished top 10.
Top 10?
Top 10. And
Okay.
then, yeah.
And then breaking news, Zach Johnson just tested positive, so he's out of the Open.
Good. Don't need that threat.
DeChambeau, is he playing, and who's his new caddy?
His caddy is actually from a golf, like a normal like golf fucking place where it's just like, hey, dude, what are you doing this weekend?
So it's like
the
guy from fucking Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Just some hobo that he found
He
showering in the fucking streets. or
Yeah,
something.
he might get a local this week. McNeely finished top 18, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, was he
13
18?
under. Yeah.
Was he 18?
Yeah.
Come on, dude. We say top 20. We don't say top 18 around here.
Okay, top 18.
Come on, man. DeChambeau says he and former caddy are good, but he is definitely switched, and it appears as if he's just going with a normal dude that's just working.
He's going to be a non-factor regardless.
I think so. I think we should get Rudy Reyes to be his
For the
caddy.
British Open.
We should get Rudy Reyes to be his caddy.
He's an instructor at Dallas National.
Rudy's just shirtless the whole time,
that'd be great.
fucking screaming at people and flexing and looking at himself in the mirror and shit.
Is he not like he is in what do you call it? Generation Kill?
He's exactly like that all the time.
All
in
the time.
Generation Kill, he was like very like, hey, like soft spoke, like, hey guys, like he ran.
Oh no, he's a lot more excitable these days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's still running with a plate carrier for no reason, with a bag full of rocks. Like he just works out 24 hours a day. But he's a lot more excited these days, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Last but not least, we got an opportunity to cover the big three this weekend. They started up in Vegas. Tomorrow night, monster guest on Drinkin Bros podcast. Ice Cube is going to be joining us.
Well, not just Ice Cube. Ice Cube, John Sally, Lisa Leslie,
Gilbert Arenas.
a lot of people.
I mean, it's
Nick Young makes an appearance.
Swaggy P, Katino Mubley. I mean, it was fucking gnarly, dude. You got to meet your hero, Dr. J. How was that, dude? For real? Like that That had to have been rad.
Yeah, I texted my dad because obviously I didn't. I was born in '91. I didn't see a single.
Sure, but he is the greatest Sixer of all time.
Moses Malone, maybe
How many titles did Moses win?
with Dr. J.
Yeah. So he got the one?
They got 2, right?
No, I think they just got one. Philadelphia?
82.
Yeah, that was it. That was the last time the
I
process
thought
worked.
it was back to back, but
Nope. No.
I could be wrong.
Definitely not.
Yeah, no, Moses and Dr. J are royalty in Philly, so
He looks great, by the way.
yeah, always does.
Crazy to see all those guys up close and personal. Thank God Scalabrini didn't come back for that fucking thing.
Oh yeah, you were a coward.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, he challenged Brian Scalabrine to a 3-point shoot-off. Which
I had
Scalabrine
said
does.
Delco had said, hey, dude, challenge him to a 3-point contest. I didn't know he does this on the reg and was like a fucking hustler. And I go, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with the $2,000? And he goes, dude, I need to buy a McGregor ticket, bro, to the fights. He was honest about it, but yes, we exited the building pretty quickly after that.
You're like, just pack it up.
Yep. Didn't need to lose that $2,000. It's been a while since I picked up a basketball.
Scalabrine's still fucking driving around Vegas looking for you right now.
I saw his head pop out like Shaq from Blue Chips as we were leaving, and he was just like, "Yo, nope, we got in that Uber real quick, real quick." Sorry, Brian, but those McGregor tickets were absolutely insane. The difference between me going like 1-on-1 against McAfee is it doesn't matter what direction that ball goes in, my friend. All you have to do is get it the furthest. Whereas a 3-point shootout against Scalabrini,
I think you still need to have it.
There is.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to disagree with
You do
that.
have to hit it within a certain target area.
yeah, but the target area is massive. Like, I'm fine with that.
I think it's like 40 yards.
Yeah,
I think it's easier to shoot a
that's
basketball.
easy. No.
Yeah, I think it's way easier to shoot
I
basketball.
think
A three-pointer against Scalabrini over and over and over again? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Scalabrine's probably shot, 100,000 3-pointers in his life?
Probably more.
And if you've played any minutes in the NBA, you can shoot probably 90%.
Oh, yeah.
When you're not guarded.
Dude, even that, remember that shitty celebrity league I told you about was always shitty? There was one great guy. It was, Brian McKnight. I think he sang This Is How We Did It. Yeah. This is how we do it. I think it's him who sings that. Anyways, that guy fucking torched everybody. And he played semi-pro ball, I guess, for a little bit. There is such a difference between somebody who's played just G League ball.
They don't miss.
They don't miss.
When no one's on them, they don't
It's
miss.
fucking insane, man.
Yeah, it's like watching someone who played like college baseball move around in your beer league softball outfield
Yeah.
versus anyone else. Like you're just like that. They're not even moving like a person.
Yeah.
It's like so easy for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a joke. So I knew when to fucking fold him. And
All
and
two,
get out of
they
there.
hit a walk-off home run this weekend, and then they ripped his jersey off. The team did.
Did they
Did
really?
you see what happened?
Do you think that was like? Is that theater?
It was in response to what Judge did the day before.
Oh, yeah.
In particular, Judge the day before, I think he just hit a regular home run, not a walk off, and he was like,
Yeah.
That's
he
really
said
funny.
That Judge tried to say it was a reference to something else, but it was very clear what he was doing. Right?
"Come on, there was one fucking thing." it
We
was
need
about.
more shit like that in
Yeah, it's
fucking
fun.
baseball.
Dude, there
It's
actually
plus.
at some point I just can't listen to it anymore because there's actually a ton of that in baseball.
Yeah.
But the only narrative that people think gets clicks right now, and it's like, is baseball dead? Is baseball still dead? Like these players fuck with each other constantly. Like Acuna before he ripped his ACL, got hit by the Marlins twice in the series. Like they just keep hitting
For the
him.
7th time this season.
Yeah,
We're halfway through the season. He's been hit by one team 7 times.
Good.
And divisional play hasn't even begun in earnest yet. That happens in August and September for a lot of the years.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude,
they'll play I think 9 or 10 more games just in those 2 months.
You always miss you play like 2 of the other teams from your division, or maybe 3 of the other teams from your division a shit ton, and then one kind of gets left out just because of scheduling. So I don't know if the Marlins are one of them or not because I don't like the schedule. But dude, these players have been fucking with each other constantly, like shit talking between all kinds of teams. Josh Donaldson, we talked about this like a week or 2 ago, met Carlos Rodon in the parking lot after a game because Rodon called him like a piece of shit or something.
Mic him up.
I don't agree. I don't disagree with that. But like these players, they're providing the content. So it's no longer on at some point it's no longer on baseball or it's on the people to just go watch.
It's on the producers too, though. I mean, look, yeah, they're providing the content, but how much is Major League Baseball capturing and distributing? Before the fucking COVID bullshit happened, when they mic'd up Freddie Freeman and it was like listening to what's his name? Phillip Rivers talk shit almost.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's like you can broadcast it because he's not swearing, but
Right.
it's still super entertaining. The fact that they haven't been doing that is a mistake. Every single game that's on national television, whether it's Fox or ESPN or whatever it is, they should have the funniest dude on the team. They should have Mike Trout mic'd up because he's always talking shit.
Yeah.
Right? If it's on one of the Spanish channels, they should have all these, Acuna, whomever it is.
ESPN
mic'd up.
Deportes.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny as fuck.
Yeah,
To listen to these guys talk shit to each other. That whole situation that happened between Pujols and Altuve over the years got very little coverage by ESPN or any media, but it's funny as fuck. Like, he's tiny, and Pujols would, like, untuck his shirt, pick him up over his head and shit. Why wasn't that on fucking television every single day?
But also, that should be on, like, at some point when SportsCenter's like, baseball's still not marketing Ohtani right, or like Stephen A. Smith being like, here's why Ohtani needs to speak English or else no one will care. Your network isn't fucking covering Josh Donaldson meeting a motherfucker in the parking lot. Yeah. It's not covering all this stuff. All this stuff is happening, and you're sitting here bitching about a Japanese guy not learning English fast enough.
Yeah,
like,
stupid.
Fuck you. That's on your fucking network. Bitch about your network.
Yeah. On the flip side of that, you have a guy like McGregor who brings asses out to the seats. That motherfucker, 2 hours after he got stretchered off, put a picture on his Instagram of him getting stretchered off, and then put the quote underneath it that says, "You need guys like me." Internet went bug fuck. Right after the surgery, from the goddamn hospital bed.
Before the surgery.
He goes on Instagram. Well, last night, right after the surgery, he went on Instagram after the surgery was over. He's like, the surgery was successful. Went into the whole fucking detail. I'll be back. Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck everything.
He's right, though. The UFC does need guys like him, just not him.
Well, the world does.
Like, you don't want Dustin
Sports
Poirier sitting there being like, I hope he has a beautiful time with his family. I mean, well, I guess you need the contrast, but like, you do need some sight.
You need some class back in the sport. Like, no. The trash talking has gone way too out of hand.
It's not good trash talking.
No, and I mean, that's not what the sport was traditionally. Like, the sport used to be very, very, like, respectful amongst each other. Like, you're going out there to kill each other. So, like, the least you can do is, like, respect the other man who's trying to come do that, too.
It's still an entertainment product.
Yeah, I mean,
not in the slightest.
Tito, Giorgio, we're not getting into this debate again because even people at the UFC have agreed with me. So,
yes,
get fucked.
Yeah, even Anik the other day was just like, hey, dude.
Entertainment.
It's all sports is. I try to have this conversation with everybody across the board. Every sport.
It's entertainment for everyone who's not an athlete.
Podcasting.
No. I agree. Talk to an athlete and ask them if it's entertainment. They'll disagree with you.
Is because of advertising. If we didn't have advertising, do you think we'd be able to do all of this shit?
Russ, there were sports way before advertising. People did sports because they wanted to know who was the best in athletic competition.
And how much were they getting paid?
Excuse me. What you just said is fucking ridiculous. The first major sport, if you want to call it that happened, were the goddamn, I guess you could say the Olympics, but the gladiatorial sports, right?
I was talking about the Parthenon.
They existed to appease the mob and entertain the mob and make sure they fucking were distracted from their poverty and hunger. It wasn't about...
And they paid to get in, right?
Yeah. It was not about trying to figure out who was the best at something. That came later with when the Greeks formalized the Olympics later on. But
the first race, the Parthenon.
Giorgio, just check in with all my friends at NBC that lost their jobs because they went all in on the Olympics with athletes that nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah. I'm not watching any of the Olympics this year, by the way.
Really? That was what I was going to end with because we're coming up on the Olympics. I'm a big Olympic guy. I love it. But there's no fans. They just announced. So there's a crazy like COVID outbreak there already.
Yeah.
Does this turn into the biggest shit show on the face of the planet, or do they actually complete this?
Well, I mean, Sochi was a bigger shit show. People, all these...
the wild dogs?
Yeah, these fucking reporters were checking into hotel rooms and finding cameras and microphones in their hotel rooms.
And brown water
like
coming out of the fucking faucets.
Missing manhole covers.
Buildings weren't even finished. They just had the structure.
It was like the interview with fucking Kim Jong-il or whatever, where they had the fake grocery stores and shit like that. And like he said, wild dogs were inside the hotels and shit.
They're just sniping dogs.
Can it really be worse than that? Like, you're more likely to be killed by a wild dog than COVID anyways, especially at this point.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited.
Well, in Japan, they have the radioactive hogs right now, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
A bunch of hogs came out of Fukushima. And now they're growing.
So that's the real danger.
They're shooting laser beams out of their eyes and shit.
Team USA basketball lost to Nigeria.
Yeah, it's an exhibition.
What?
I don't give a shit.
You can't lose to Nigeria in an exhibition and think you're going to be sweet.
I'm actually really this.
Who's on our team?
It's a really fun team. You got Tatum and Beal, Durant. I can't.
Durant's gonna play?
Yeah,
This
Durant's
is all a conspiracy. This is all a conspiracy. What it is I'm not from the players. They just didn't take it seriously. But the media hyping this up. All they're going to do is hype, like, here's what they fucking did, and here, the gods is so embarrassing. Here's what they should do, and they're just going to list out all the things all these players already do on a regular basis, and then call themselves genius when U.S. wins gold, and they did exactly what the fuck everybody knew they were going to do in the fucking first place. Fuck you, ESPN, you bunch of dumb bitches.
Yeah, these dudes are just staying in game shape. It was a straight-up exhibition.
Yeah.
Booker is going to join them after the finals. It's a really fun, guard-heavy team. Like, it's going to be a fun-ass team.
Their average margin of victory is probably going to be somewhere to 35 to 40 points.
If there's an option on my bookie to take the field,
Probably.
Maybe the final 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
But
if there's, because I'll bet on the Olympics all day long. It's a blast. I got to figure out what the time zone is, but I'll say this. I will take the field against USA basketball.
Not a chance.
Nope. No fucking way.
They got too many shooters.
If I can find those odds, woo, here we go. Odds to win the Olympics.
Draymond and Booker are in the starting lineup. There's no way any team internationally can win because Draymond can distribute, Booker can shoot, and they both play defense. You don't see two-way players that are guards that have that kind of capability in international.
And then, just toss in Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, some guys like that.
Guys that don't need the ball to score.
Yeah. So the odds are up on my bookie here. They're live. I'm going to bet the shit out of this. USA is minus 1,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right behind them is Spain at plus 1,600.
Okay.
Australia plus 1,800. France.
Australia
Simmons isn't playing.
Simmons isn't playing. We just beat France in an exhibition if you care about him that much.
I don't.
Thibault's
Spain
playing for Australia, though.
Spain, though.
Thibault is playing.
Thibault's playing.
Spain's the best bet. Spain's always the best bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Spain at 1,600 looks really nice. I'm going to take that.
You get medal odds?
What about Luca's country?
I think.
This is to win the gold medal. These odds are to win the gold.
Do you think anybody other than fucking the U.S. is going to win this?
No.
Okay, good. So you guys make a bet now because he's wearing this MLK jersey. And I
Spain.
feel like what you're saying right now is fucking retarded.
Great.
So I want you to suffer the pain. Stupidity should be met with pain.
I like that.
At every opportunity. So what's the bet?
I like that. All right.
figure it out later,
First off, no. We'll do this live on air. I don't give a shit. First off, I will bet 1,000 on this. I'm going to take the field. Second of all, does Spain have a sweet fucking jersey, dude? I don't even know what their team jersey looks like.
Like a Ricky Rubio jersey?
Yeah.
Their jerseys that year, I feel like I didn't think were that cool, but I mean, they've got a cool flag. You'd think they'd be able to do a cool. And I like the colors.
It's like red and yellow, like the same as their soccer jersey, basically.
Yeah.
I think.
All right. Well, shit. Look, it could be anybody but Spain too. So I tell you what, they do sell. They sell these. These are. Available.
You can find them. Yeah, they're on they're Nike, right? So you can find them on Nike's website, I think.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I will wear. What do you want me to wear, actually?
Do you want Gasol or do you want Ricky Rubio?
No, I mean, if I lose, if USA wins it all in basketball, what do you want?
Clown makeup. You got to wear clown makeup.
I will do that. I will wear clown makeup for the show, for the recap show.
Okay.
I can't ask you to do that because you've got a beard. It would only be a half clown.
Right.
I'm gonna.
What about drag?
Yeah,
I'll just dress up like a matador.
Can I get? Well, we don't know if they're gonna win. Actually, it could be fucking.
Whatever country beats the United States, I will dress up.
There's
as
only
like
a
the most
couple of teams it could
stereotypical
be.
thing
From that country.
country.
All right. So if Australia wins, you wear a kangaroo suit.
Okay.
or like a crocodile.
Crocodile Hunter.
Dundee.
Yeah.
Wait, Crocodile Dundee or fucking
Dundee. Dundee's more ignorant.
So we need a big ass knife.
I'll be the most
perfect.
stereotypical image of that country if they lose to that whatever country they lose to.
Perfect.
So no matter what happens, we're racist.
Yes.
No, not at all. We're celebrating the culture of that country.
We're appropriating culture. Yes.
No, we're celebrating the culture.
Yeah,
is
why
what
are
we're
you trying
doing
to say
here.
appropriating?
It's like you with the MLK jersey. You're celebrating.
Right. Kevin Heritage.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta and the heritage there. So there's no racism whatsoever, my man.
Where are the fucking odds for this? Are they on my bookie already?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, Olympic, I see.
I want to know what the medal odds are. Like if maybe like I can get some good odds on like a.
Oh shit! France is fucking third at plus 2,000. I hope they win. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I think a mime with
Full
a nice little,
mime, yes.
yeah.
Full mime.
Yeah, obviously.
With a little, like with one of those little robot whistle things.
Oh, you don't want like a cigarette in one of those like Corella DeVille cigarette
we do
holders,
that too, yeah.
plus a baguette that he just has to carry.
And
I'm telling you, there's a lot of shit going on with testing and everything else over there. So I think you can see some upsets this year in the Olympics.
No.
The ones that you won't, I think Simone Biles is a lock.
Bet against her if you hate money.
Phelps isn't in this at all. So
No,
he's
swimming
tired.
is.
I don't think anybody's gonna watch swimming.
Lochtey's not in it this year.
You have Katie Ledecky on the women's side, who like
She
absolutely
dominates everyone.
obliterates
Yeah.
every other woman in swimming.
Track and field is interesting. Usain Bolt is not in it this year. So
What
it's
if
like,
what if
who's the
Nigeria
guy?
wins? What's he gonna?
What's up?
Some sort of robe.
What's he gonna wear if Nigeria wins?
If Nigeria, we'll get some traditional garb from Nigeria.
Actually,
The
I'm not
Democratic
wearing
Party
that, yeah.
had some.
They
so,
did.
yeah.
They did. Isn't Nigeria known for those child soldiers though who fought naked?
No,
The Sierra
or
Leone, actually.
Uganda
I think that's the RUF. They're in Sierra Leone
or Congo.
nearby.
One of the Congos.
Yeah, maybe Congo definitely has child soldiers. That's where the fucking isn't that where
Is that Coney?
Carl Weathers looking motherfucker came from?
Yeah, Coney, dude.
Obviously, what I was
2012.
Yep.
obviously,
Do they still sell the Coney shirts?
Obviously.
If Nigeria wins,
and
that'd
it's
be
a
great.
picture of fucking Carl Weathers, by the way. I hope everybody knows that. If Nigeria wins, obviously, I was asking if we're going to put him in blackface.
Oh, of course. But no.
Oh,
I wasn't asking you, asshole.
No.
But if you want some good Americans here in the Olympics to root for, David Taylor, Kyle Dake, Gable Stevenson. I mean, 3 guys in a row. If you don't know who Kyle Dake is, Kyle Dake was a 4-time NCAA champion from Cornell.
Oh, you're
and he's
talking
been
about wrestling.
behind
Cool.
Jordan Burroughs.
I'm gonna get my gun and shoot myself in the fucking head.
So they've got plenty of Coney 2012 shirts still available. So
well.
we're good to go on
This
this.
is probably one of the better teams that the
Nigeria
USA's
wins.
had in a very long time.
You're better off.
In
going-
what?
I mean, this is probably the best wrestling team that the USA's had. in a very
Oh
long time.
no, they're not even going to televise that.
I mean, we'll probably get a couple gold medals, but no big deal.
All right, well, if the Americans don't win a gold medal in wrestling, you have to wear a singlet.
Yeah, for the week, dude. A full singlet.
What do I get if I win?
Ooh.
I can't.
USA
somebody else
taking
take
more
this
gold?
bet.
Yeah,
I
I
already
got
have
this.
a bet
I'll
going.
tell you what. Well, the loser has to wear this. Winner or loser has to wear the singlet.
I
So
do
it's
not-
either going to be you
no,
or him.
Not against it.
I'm not betting against America. I'm just saying, like, if he's so confident in the U.S.
I'm trying to educate our listeners on this is one of the best teams ever. We have returning Olympic champions. We have returning world champions in almost every weight class. It's going to be the U.S. versus Russia. It's going to be amazing, guys.
No one.
Well,
cares.
no, not versus Russia.
Well, it's gonna be,
Versus
yes, they're-
unaffiliated
Russia's not in it.
Russians.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was yawning just then.
I know.
Involuntarily, that wasn't for effect. I literally yawned because this is my brain needed more oxygen because it was using all the oxygen it had
America.
to ignore what he's saying.
Why
My
can't we just
God.
get on the train? This is the best chance we got.
People did chant USA when
hockey-
Trump walked into the.
They
fucking-
did. Yeah. It was the
Hockey
greatest.
minute, Lightning won the Stanley Cup.
Congratulations. 2 years in a row. All four fans from Tampa were super stoked about that. Terrible for the sport.
They have a good fan base.
They do. Our friend Jared.
They do have a really good fan base.
It's the only sport they care about.
Which is bizarre because I don't know anyone from Tampa Bay who's like, fuck yeah, I'm from Tampa Bay. But they do like the sports teams.
Tampa Bay is not a real place. It's
Titletown.
It's not.
It's Titletown now.
It's like being hyped that you're from a strip mall.
Well, no, it's just Tampa.
I mean, the
Tampa
Rays
Bay
were in the
is
World Series.
Rays were in the
Lightning's
World
won
Series.
2 in a row, and fucking
Bucks
Yep.
just
are
won.
probably gonna win 2 in a row too.
Titletown, dude.
Yeah.
Titletown, Tampa.
Yeah.
You look like a Tampa guy. That's where you're going to retire. I can see somebody like you.
You're just saying that because he's wearing a basketball jersey during the day for no reason.
Which is everybody residing
this is wedding
in Tampa.
attire in Tampa right here.
Oh, yeah.
Like if your friend's getting married, you wear his favorite team's jersey to the fucking wedding.
No, you wear white jeans and a Dan Marino jersey.
Yeah. To the Hooters. Yeah. Where the reception is.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
It's fucking Jenna's mom. I fucking got it, bro.
Damn,
you can't
I'm trying to
sneak
sneak
any
one by
30
you.
Rock ever. You'll never get me, ever. I promise you that. I was watching that shit on the way home last night.
Thought that was a good one.
Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review on Drinkin' Bros Sports.
One more pitch, Ross?
Please do that. Go ahead.
I got
Absolutely.
one more pitch. We got a
Yeah.
super cool guest coming on me and Dan's show soon. A 14-1 UFC fighter, old Gregor Gillespie, who actually was my recruiting host on my recruiting trip to Edinburgh University. So we're going to go in some old stories, talk about college, and he's actually a pretty good fisherman as well. So we'll talk about fishing too.
That's dope. When is that episode?
We haven't scheduled it yet, but we've been DMing a little bit, so it's definitely on the books.
Great. That'll be fucking awesome. I'm stoked about that. Flip on over to the Drinkin' Bros podcast feed
We got
on
a comedian.
YouTube. We're going live here in about, 20 minutes?
Yeah, his name is Kevin Ryan.
Okay.
And he hosts Are You Garbage? So
Great.
if you want to look him up in the meantime, and we'll get to that show here in about 15 minutes.
Yes. So flop on over there. Again, please leave these reviews and ratings on iTunes for Drinkin' Bros Sports. That is literally the only thing that those fucks give a shit about. Moving us up the charts. Looking forward to the Home Run Derby tonight. I'll be placing those bets inside Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook, which is a private group. All you have to do is not be a cunt. That is the only rule there. And you can see all of my bets in there, which will be up here in about 5 minutes. For D'Anthony Hollaway, Delco Dan, Hop Bob, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Sports. I didn't forget you, Papa G. Good night, everybody.